Welcome, digital creators. If you've ever watched a stunning Minecraft animation and thought, wow, how did they pull that off? Well, you're in the exact right place. This explainer is basically your ultimate director's blueprint for mastering cinematic Minecraft animation, and we're doing it all in the completely free software, Blender 5.0.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to take what can honestly seem like a super technical, kind of intimidating piece of software and completely reframe it. Today, you're stepping into the director's chair. This isn't just about aimlessly clicking buttons, it's a really exciting artistic journey. You're going to learn to build sets, light scenes, cast your characters, and actually call action on your very own digital stage. To get us there, we'll follow a pretty straightforward roadmap. Phase 1 is the foundation, Phase 2 is building the set, Phase 3 is lighting the stage, Phase 4 is casting the actor, and Phase 5 is action in pose mode.
All right, Phase 1, the foundation.
We're borrowing a really crucial concept here from our source tutorial by Woodplank, the Pareto principle. Basically, 80% of your results are going to come from just 20% of your efforts. Look, Blender is a massive program. It can do almost anything, but you absolutely do not need to memorize every single button to make incredible art. You just need that essential 20%. So, the crucial point is, you really only need to master a few essential hotkeys to get moving. Just remember this. G is for grab. You use that to move things around. R is for rotate, and S is for scale. If you mess up, no big deal. Just hold Alt and press G, R, or S to instantly reset the object. Oh, and when you look at that outliner panel on the side of your screen, don't let it overwhelm you. Honestly, just treat it exactly like standard folders on your PC where you keep your files organized. It's the same thing.
Moving on to Phase 2, building your set. Getting your world onto the Blender stage is actually a super seamless pipeline across a few tools. First, you just open Minecraft, fly around, and physically mark the chunk of the world you want using a really bright block, something like gold, so it's super easy to spot from the sky. Second, you close the game and open up an exporter tool, like Mineways or JMC2OBJ, to select and export that specific chunk. Finally, you jump back into Blender, use a totally free add-on called MC Prep, and import the world. It'll automatically generate all the correct block textures for you. But here's the thing. You've imported your world, right? But right now, it probably looks pretty uninspiring. It's just kind of sitting there. So how do you take a flat, dark, unlit digital block and actually bring it to life like a real movie set? Well, that brings us to Phase 3, lighting and camera magic. One of the absolute most powerful tricks in 3D is using an HDRI. That stands for High Dynamic Range Image. Instead of just relying on some flat, boring default background color, an HDRI literally wraps a high-resolution 360-degree image. Think of a beautifully clouded sky entirely around your scene. It is a game changer. It instantly gives your set this rich, cinematic look by bathing your blocks in realistic, natural lighting. Next up, we need our camera. Framing the shot perfectly in Blender is honestly just like operating a real-world DSLR camera. You can hit Shift plus F to actually fly your camera right into position, almost like walking around in a video game. Now for those cinematic character close-ups, you'll want to set your focal length to around 55 to 70. Make sure to turn on your rule of thirds composition guides so you can frame your actor beautifully. And finally, try cranking up a setting called Passport. This brilliantly blacks out everything outside your camera frame so you aren't distracted by the rest of the unrendered digital world.
All right, Phase 4, casting your blocky actor.
For this setup, we highly recommend using the wildly popular BPS Rig version 4. Now listen up, because here is a massive pro tip. When you import your custom Minecraft skin onto this rig, make sure you edit your skin file first to remove the painted-on eyes. You want a completely eyeless custom skin. Why? Well, because the rig itself has built-in, fully 3D eyes and eyebrows. If you leave your original skin's eyes intact, they're going to painfully clash with the rig's 3D facial expressions, and it just looks messy. Okay, preparing your actor really just takes a few key steps. First, go to File, then Append, to bring the character rig right into your scene. Then, use the shortcut Shift plus S to snap the character directly to exactly where you placed your 3D cursor on the grass. After that, you'll want to fix a pretty common texture glitch by right-clicking the head mesh and hitting Shade Flat. Finally, dive into the Material Properties tab. Here you can customize everything from eye color, you could even do heterochromia if you want, right down to the size of their pupils. Let's keep the momentum going. Phase 5, Action, animating in pose mode. So, everything we've done up to this point has been in object mode. But to actually get to the animation, which is why we're all here, you must access pose mode. You can easily toggle this by hitting Control plus Tab. Pose mode lets you select the individual skeletal bones hiding inside your 3D character rig and manipulate them directly. This is the absolute core of the animation pipeline. This is exactly where you create that amazing illusion of life. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how you should think about pose mode. Seriously, don't think of it as some complex coding matrix. Think of it like picking up a physical plastic action figure from your desk and manually bending its joints to create a cool stance. You grab an arm, you twist it. You grab a leg, you bend it. It's basically digital puppeteering. But there is a bit of a technical distinction you need to understand when you're posing. Your character's arms operate on FK, or forward kinematics. That means you deliberately rotate them joint by joint, from the shoulder down to the elbow and then down to the hand. The legs, however, are set to IK, or inverse kinematics. With IK, you just grab one master control point at the foot, move it, and the software smoothly pulls the rest of the limb for you. It automatically calculates exactly how the knee and thigh should bend to follow it. It's super intuitive. Taking those G, R, and S keys we learned way back in the foundation phase, here's how you actually use them in pose mode. Select an arm bone and press R to rotate it. Select a leg control at the bottom and press G to grab and place it on the floor. Select those tiny triangles on the face to raise the eyebrows or curl up a smile. And hey, if you completely mangle your character, no worries. Just press A to select all the bones, then hit Alt plus R and Alt plus G to reset everything right back to the default stance. Now, what's a Minecraft hero without a weapon, right? To equip something like a diamond sword, use your MC Prep add-on to append it into the scene. Place it right by the hand, then shift-select the sword first, followed by the specific bone in the character's hand. Press Ctrl plus P and select Bone. This creates what's called a parent-child relationship. From now on, wherever that hand moves, twists, or swings, the sword is going to seamlessly follow along. You know, the absolute best advice for mastering pose mode? Break the rig. Seriously. Don't be precious with it. Stretch the bones out, twist the head completely around, scale the eyes so they're incredibly massive. Spend time just playing around and making mistakes. That hands-on physical experimentation is exactly how you'll truly understand how the rig reacts to your inputs. Let's move to and see how this builds a believable pose. A total rookie animation mistake is leaving your character in that robotic, stiff default stance. To breathe the illusion of life into them, you've got to set a natural resting pose. Bend the arms slightly. Grab those leg controls and move them apart for balance. Finally, lower the pelvis just a fraction. It really gives your character a real sense of physical weight and gravity. So you've learned to navigate the software, import a stunning Minecraft world, light it beautifully, and pose a customized weapon-wielding character. You hold the director's clapperboard now. The stage is entirely yours. So what story will you tell? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, digital creators. Be sure to check out the full source tutorial for even more deep dives into Blender 5.0. And as always, keep on creating.